Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In the last session we have seen how to create the basic Angular components for the home page, cart and login, register and success routes. Okay, and also we have created the cart, header, footer and the tags as well as search. So these are the basic components we have created in the last session. So if you go to the web page, so right now we are able to see the header. So let's go what is there in the header file. So we have just copied the snippet file. So expand the header folder and see. So as we are using the bootstrap, so just I have added the basic things here. So router link, on click of this food online text, we are redirecting it to the home page. And we also added the login, home and register routes. So here if you see here under header right hand side section, you can able to see login, home and register routes. So if you click on login, here you can see login text is displaying, register component text is displaying. So just we are using a sample design of bootstrap. Let's see what we will be creating in the this session. So here we will set up the basic things. Basic components has been created, and let's create one more folder, shared. So inside that share folder we'll be having interfaces and models. So let's add the models folder as well. Okay, and we'll also add the services. For each of these things we will be getting the services from the endpoint. And let's add one more folder, constants. So in this constants we'll be adding API endpoints, urls.ts. Okay, and also we'll be creating environments folder, envi. So we'll be creating environments folder here. Inside the environment folder we'll be having environment.ts and .ts. Later we will be giving all the data into these files. Let's create a basic setup of this file. Let's also add the prod environment. Environment.prod.ts. So let's add the basic text what we'll be having. So in this one, this is a dev environment. It will be production false. So add export constant. Equal to production. This one production will be false. So production false. And the same one, the production environment prod.ts, it will be production true. So based on the environment, we can able to make this one true and false. It will be replaced for the production as well as the dev environment. So we have successfully created this basic setup. Now let's create the services which are required. So let's go to the terminal, navigate back to client. Now what are the services we need? So we have food services and we will be also having cart service, the user service. So let's create npm run nggc nggs is for creating the services. Okay, now inside the services folder create food service. present. So this will be creating the food service inside the services folder. So after this one, we will be creating the cart service and the user service. So see here, we got the services folder, and this is the food services.ts. So in the same way, let's create cart service. So here we got the food service as well. Now here you can see we got the cart service, and let's create user service as well for the register and the login. So we are just creating the files now. We will be using in the coming videos. Okay. So food service is created. Now we will be creating the food model. Where is that models folder? Shared models, add food.ts. So export class food. So here you can give id string, and we also have the other properties like price and all of these properties, right? So we need to give all of these properties here, and we can make some of these properties as an optional. Okay. Now give the, we also have name string. So if you see, we are getting some red quick line here. So that is because of the latest TypeScript is having this feature. So we can use exclamation mark, so that we will be telling the compiler we will be giving these values, initializing these values at the runtime. See, when we are giving this exclamation mark, the red quick line has been gone. Now give the remaining properties. The one is we will be having price, number, and favorite. So which is nothing but boolean, boolean, and we also have the image URL, which is nothing but string, and we also have tags, which is string array, string array. And what else? We have covered tags, image URL, and price, name, ID. So let's see. For now, we can give these properties. If we are having any other properties, we'll be adding those things when we require them. Okay. So we have created the food model. Okay. Now let's add the endpoints. So here we'll be having, we have created the url.ts file. So in this one, we'll be having the endpoints. So basically what it will do, it will contain all the endpoints in the application. So let's first of all import environment file. So let's, I have imported the environment file. So we will be creating the base URL. First of all, we have to create the base URL. Const base underscore URL. So it will be like, if it is a production, we'll make it empty. Environment dot production. It is a production one. Otherwise, it will be the local host. So HTTP, what we have now, let's copy it from the browser. just we'll have to remove the register. So we have copied till 4000 4200. So but our server is running on which port? We'll have to give localhost. So this is the 4000 port. Let's change this one to our server is running on 5000. Let's go here. See, our server is running on port 5000. So let's give the server endpoint localhost 5000. Okay. So what we are doing in the url.ts, we are importing the environment file. Then we are checking it is the production or environment or dev environment. If it is dev environment, we will be using our local server URL, localhost 5000 port, and now create the food URL. Export const foods. Let's give all the capital letters. URL. Okay. Now it will be giving base URL plus the endpoint. Yes, you can use /API/foods. So this is the endpoint, right? What we have given. Let's go to this server and routes, food routes. So to get all the foods, what we have given, get food items. We have created one route, I believe. So let's go to here, server.ts. See here API foods. So this will call the get request, which will give all the food items. Now let's go here, url.ts. We can give foods URL as base URL plus foods. So now we have successfully created the one endpoint which is useful for getting all the food items. So and also we have exported this foods. Now we have to go to services. So this is the food service. So first what we have to do, we have to import the client, HTTP client. HTTP client from Angular /@ Angular /HTTP/common. Let's see. So here it will be Angular/common/HTTP. We have written it wrong. Angular/common/HTTP. Okay. Now we have to inject that one into the constructor, private _ HTTP :HTTP client. So now we got the HTTP client. Now what we can do is, let's create one method, get all food items. Okay. So here in this one, what we'll be doing, let's make it only get all. So which will return all the food items. Okay. So here what we are doing here, we'll be getting all the food items and we'll be displaying it on the client side. Let's complete the food service.ts file. Okay. So get all will be returning the observable raw food items. Okay. Food. can return this dot underscore http dot get. We have to mention the URL what we have created just now. So let's go to the url.ts foods URL, paste it here and import it. Okay, so which is a type of observable. So here if you see what we are returning here, observable for this one. Okay, now you can mention the type for this get request. So what we are getting will be food array. So here you can see we have written the get request, which is a type of observable, which will be returning observable of type food. So what is food here? We have created the class. Okay, now we have created the get all requests successfully. Now we'll have to call this thing inside the home component.ts file. Let's do that. Now navigate back to the home component.ts file, where we have to get all of these food items and display it to there. Let's import food service inside the home component, and we can also add implements method for this class, which will implement on init. So let's add ng on it. Okay, so let's add the constructor as well. Constructor private underscore food service colon food service. So this we have injected the service inside the constructor. So what we have to do, let's take variable for the foods, list of foods where we can store foods, which is a type of food. Okay, and we have to use exclamation mark because of this new TypeScript. Okay, now we also need to create an observable, which is nothing but food observable. Food observable, which is a type of observable. Let's create observable of food. Let's do the food and give it as an array. So, and we also use this one. So inside the ng on init, we can able to call the get all method. Get all. Okay. So this will be the part of this one. We can assign equal to food observable equal to get all. So what we are doing, we are assigning that get all method to food observable. Now what we can do, we can subscribe this one, food observable dot subscribe food, which is a type of food. So here you can see console.log. First we will assign this one to this dot foods equal to food, and we can also print this inside the console, this dot foods. So now let's go to the browser and see whether we are getting the data or not. So go to the client and go to the console. Let's see. Refresh the page once again. As we are in this register route, is not calling. Let's go to home route. See, so seems like we are getting some issue. Let's see what is that issue. No provided for history. Okay, that we can fix it. So this is because of we have not imported the HTTP client module inside the app module. Let's go and import it. HTTP import client module from @angular slash common slash HTTP. Let's add t import common slash HTTP. It's already imported here. So we have to add it to the inputs. Let's see. It should be available across the site. Now go back to the browser and see whether we are able to get the data from the server. See here. Now we got the data. If you go to the network call, the food API is calling. So we are getting the response. So you can see in the console we got the data. Okay. Now we can add all of this data. We can print this data inside the HTML template. So let's do that one. So in order to save some time, so I have prepared the code snippet for the items. So in the home page, we can use this code snippet, which will give all the items to the home page, which will display. So this is a simple HTML. Here you can see I'm using a bootstrap class container fluid and the row. And what we are doing here, we are looping through the list of food items and displaying the food image and food name and some sample text. This will be common for all the items. So now go to the home page. So we are able to display the food items correctly, but we are missing the image. So for this one, I have some images here. Let's copy these things inside the assets. So let's go to the assets. You can paste it here. So I'm pasting it inside the assets. Now let's go to the browser and refresh it. So we should be able to see the list of food items. So I'll be attaching all of this complete session to the GitHub. You can able to download it from there with all the images and all the required files. So you can able to download it from the GitHub. I'll be attaching the link to the description of this video. So now what we can see, we are able to get all the food items from the endpoint. So now let's see, go to the console. Here you can able to see we are getting 6 food items and we are also displaying the 6 food items here. Now what we can do is we can add the cart section on the right hand side section of this page, and we can also add search buttons on top of this food items. So let's do that one. And I also prepared the code snippet for the cart and the search button. So let's do one by one. Now let's go to the search component, which will be present inside this partials folder. So here you can see search. So let's copy this code snippet for this search, which is a simple one. Let me paste it here. Here you can see we are taking an input and a search button for this search component.html. So let's go to app component.html. So I just wanted to add some more divs class. So container fluid, here you can add this thing class, you can add row and add app hyphen search. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, here you can see we are able to see the search component. In the same way, we'll be taking one more row. We'll take app hyphen tags, so which we'll be adding in this section. So tags is displaying. Okay. Now let's move this router outlet inside this row. Task equal to row. Take one more row and paste it here. You can able to see. So what we can do is this content, like search, whatever we search with that item will be filtered in this below section. So as we know, we have already prepared the API endpoint for all of these things. So we'll be integrating one by one. So let's integrate the search. Now let's go to the url.ts. Let's add all the required routes. We have already added one route here, which is for getting all the food items. Now let's create for the search. Export const foods by search. Foods by search URL. So here you can see what we can do. We can use this foods URL for the search, and we can also append searched slash search. So what we are doing, we are using this part foods URL till this API foods, and we are appending the search. And we can also create the tags URL where we can get all the tags. Export const foods by tags. So now let's do the same thing. Foods URL plus we are just concatenating that URL slash tags. So this is the one, and we can also search the food items by using particular tag. So let's create that one as well. Export const so that we can able to use all at one time. By tag URL. So let's do the same thing. Foods underscore URL plus and append it the tag slash tag. So this is for the single tag. Whatever we pass inside that route, we can able to get the tags. And we can also create the other routes for the login and registration as we have done with the backend side. So we can also create those at here. Export const user underscore login URL, and you can use the active characters. Instead of using place concatenation, we can use this one. So base URL slash API slash user slash login is the route. So let's copy the same thing and paste it one more time and just rename user registration URL instead of login. Registration URL. So just rename from login to registration. So we have already created all of these API endpoints from the Node.js. Okay, we can able to use all these things. Okay, now let's go and call this foods by search URL. Let's do that. Now let's navigate to search component.html file. So here what we have to do, on click of this, when we enter some values and when we press on enter button, we can able to call this API. And the other way is like when we can click on the search button, we have to filter these items. We'll do this in both the ways. So like we'll add the click event as well as key up event. Okay. Let's give here dot enter dot enter equal to, we'll be adding one method search, and what we'll do is we'll have taken one template reference variable here, so we'll pass this s dot value. So on when we press on enter, this value will be passing. So in the same way, let's add the click event for this button. Click search and same pass the same value s dot value. This template reference variable value we are passing. Let's create this method inside this one. So search term will be type of string. So before that one, let's add ng on it here as well. On it, and we need to add ng on it. So and take one variable search term, which is a type of string, and add the exclamation mark to get rid of this error. So added exclamation mark. Okay, what we will be doing is whenever the user click on this search button, will be appending that search term to the URL. So let's do by importing activated route, import router comma activated route, comma router. So inside the constructor we will be using these two. Wait underscore router private underscore activated route So what we'll be doing when we click on the search button, we'll be navigating through navigate by URL by using search. So let's do that. If search term is there, then we can able to do this thing. This dot router dot navigate by URL we can use. So what we'll be doing here, we'll be passing search slash, and we'll be appending the search term. Okay, so now let's see, we'll have to do some more changes here, but let's see here. Let's search with meet, what it will be doing. Let's see, and we also need to add these things in the routing file. Let's go there. Now let's navigate to routing module, app routing module.tsc. Did we add this search? No, we have not added this parameters. Let's add anywhere. So let's go here. So path will be search slash search term. Okay, component, you can use home component. So we'll be doing some changes in home component as well as for this search, and we also add tags. Let's copy, let's add the comma here and copy this and paste it one more time, and we can use tag. We can able to search with the tag as well. Okay, let's do that one. Let's go to the browser. Now let's see. So here you can see what we have done. When we click on the search button, the URL is navigating to search slash and what are the item we have entered in the search box. So still we are in the home component only. Why? Because we wanted to use the same home component for the search results as well. So let's do the changes inside the home component as well as search component. So in the search component we'll have to do some more things. Okay, and we have to, if there is an URL, if there is a parameter inside the URL, we need to subscribe that one and add it to the search tab. So let's do inside the ng unit, we can use this dot activated route. If the user directly enters something inside the URL, and we can subscribe that one using params dot subscribe. So here what we can do, params will be the thing. Let's take params see here, we can look for this param search tag, params of search tag, what we have given. So what we have given inside the routing module, let's go there and see search term. So let's copy this and use the same here. So we'll be checking for this one. If it is present, we'll be assigning that one to the search term, what we have inside this class component. Params of, let's copy this and paste it here. Now we are done with the search component changes. Now let's go to the home component, where we have to filter the food items based on the URL parameters. Let's navigate to the home component. Home component.ts. So it's a header one. Home component. So we'll be calling that particular API inside this one home component. Let's do that. So here, before making changes to the home component.ts, we'll have to create one more API call inside the service, food service.ts. So which is nothing but let's go here, get food by search keyword. So let's add one more method here, get food by search. So we'll be having search as a string, and we'll have observable of food. Okay, now so return this dot http dot get. You can use the same return food. So here we have using the same one, and the URL will be foods by search URL. So let's navigate to the url.ts and copy this one, search URL, and paste it here. So what we'll be importing this one. Okay, now what we will be doing is we'll be appending the search keyword, search. Okay, now we have created the method for to get the foods by search. We'll have to call this inside the home component.ts. Let's go to the home component.ts file, and we'll have to do some changes here. So we can use, instead of directly calling this one inside this ng on init, what we can use, activated route. Based on the route parameter, we can able to call the particular service. So here let's import route comma activated route. Import activated route comma router we have imported. Now in the constructor you can use them, private underscore activated route comma type colon activated route comma private router colon router. So by using this activated route inside the ng on init, based on the URL parameter change, we can able to call the required method. Okay, see, let's how we will be doing that one. So activated route dot parameters, we are looking for the parameters in the URL, and we will be subscribing those things. Subscribe let's give this as param as a name. So here you can see what we can see, we can search for the search term. So what we have taken here inside that search component.ts search term. So the same way we can use inside the home component.ts as well. If params contains params of search term, if it is present, we'll be calling the this method. Okay, so else we'll be calling the a different one. So get all by foods will be calling. Okay, now let's see, just move this one inside the else block. Okay, now add this one here. So the only difference is like we'll be calling the search by passing the parameter search. So get, instead of get all, when we have search term, instead of get all, we have created one more method right here, get food by search, and we are passing the search keyword, and we can pass the same thing here. So for this method we can pass this one. So here what we will be doing, basically based on the search search term, we'll be calling get food by search method. If there is a search term inside the URL, if there is a parameter inside the URL, we'll be calling this method get food by search. Otherwise, we'll be calling get all. So in the later section, we'll also be including search by tags. We'll be adding one more if condition here. Same like this params search, we'll be calling the params tag, and then we can call the a different endpoint for that one. So let's see. Let's go to the browser. See here. So let's search with meet. So it has gone to the meet, but we did not get any results. So let's go. What is happening? The API is not found. So let's go to our backend and see what is the endpoint for this search. I think here we are missing the slash, right? So here we have to add search slash meet. Let's go here to the search food service and food search by URL one thing. So what we can do this for this one, we can add one more slash here. Okay, so this should work. See here we got the result. Let's do one more time. Let's say we want to search with pizza. So here we got the pizza. So what was the issue? The slash was missing for the endpoint, so that is giving 404. It's not able to find the route. So let's recap what we have done so far. So we have created the two routes inside the food service. One is to get all the foods, that is using for displaying list of food items inside the home page, and the other one is search. We can able to search the food items by using particular search keyword. So see here we are getting the food items by search keyword. And what we have done, we have created the url.ts file and we have listed out the all of the endpoints so that we can able to use these things in the future sections. Okay, so we have used search by URL and food URL. In the coming sessions we will be using tags URL as well as user login, registration, these things. So mostly in this session what we have done, we have created the basic structure. What we have created the URLs file and interfaces, models, and some of the services, cart service, user service, and food service, which will be using in the coming sections. Okay, so we'll be seeing search by tags URL in the next session. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next session.